Hi everyone, it's Rio Classic. In today's session, we'll look at restricted content discovery, which is now part of the SharePoint Advanced Management SKU. Prior to January, the SharePoint Advanced Management SKU was $3 per user per month. From January onwards, this is now included in Microsoft 365 Copilot licensing. Now, in the SharePoint Admin Center on the left-hand side, you'll see the advanced management capabilities. These are all the capabilities included in the SharePoint Advanced Management SKU, which I've created a video on previously. However, today we're going to focus on restricted content discovery. Now, what is restricted content discovery? Well, for many organizations onboarded into Microsoft 365 Copilot, maintaining a strong data governance control for their SharePoint content is very much critical to deploying Copilot in a safe manner. This allows us to identify sites with the highest risk of oversharing, which we can then use restricted content discovery to protect content while taking time to ensure the permissions are accurate and well managed. So how do we access restricted content discovery? Well, as and when you've applied the SharePoint Advanced Management SKU, or alternatively applied a Microsoft 365 Copilot license to your user account, on the left-hand service blade we've got sites. We want to select active sites. This will take you to your site list where you can see all your communication sites and all your team sites and any hub sites associated. Restricted content discovery can be applied to any given site. Now, if I was to select Team Site 1, here we've got an overview of the site itself, whether or not that be the site name, the email address, when the site was created, the site URL itself. Now, on the right hand side, we've got the settings pane. This will take us to a configuration pane where we can configure the external sharing settings. We can define whether or not the site is public or private, preference being private, because of course we want to unify the security through role-based access control. We've got the ability to assign sensitivity labels at the site level, so anything within the site itself will inherit the sensitivity. We've got the options for restricted site access, which is part of, once again, the SharePoint Advanced Management capabilities, where we can restrict site access using Microsoft 365 security groups. And on the left-hand side here, we've got the Restrict Content from Microsoft 365 Copilot button, which is the restricted content discovery capability. Now, by default, this is set to off, but of course, we can set this to on. And that will restrict Microsoft 365 Copilot from being able to reference or index any information in this given site itself. So, just to reiterate, with restricted content discovery, your organization can limit the ability for your end users to search for files from specific SharePoint sites. Enabling this content discovery for each site will prevent the sites from surfacing organizational-wide search using Microsoft Copilot Business Chat and any of the embedded Microsoft 365 Copilot solutions. However, restricted content discovery doesn't affect existing permissions on the sites. Your users with existing access can still open files on sites with restricted content discovery toggled on. Another key point here is this feature can't be applied to OneDrive sites, only SharePoint sites only. The key use case for this feature is to prevent accidental discovery of high-risk sites. From an end user perspective, right, overuse of restricted content discovery from setting this at admin level can negatively affect performance across Search, SharePoint, and Copilot. So removing sites or files from tenant-wide discovery means that there is less content for Copilot to search and ground on, leading to inaccurate or incomplete results. So once again, restricted content discovery is a site-level setting that needs to be propagated to the search index, which a large number of transactions could lead to a long queue in ingestion pipeline and even higher update latency times. And what this is, I want to say anyway, an alternative to restricted SharePoint search, which we would have to enact that through PowerShell ISE itself, which once again I've created a video on in the past. And that was a created list of sites we would whitelist that Copilot would have access to. This is more UX based and very easy in the fact that we can just toggle on or toggle off restricted content search for our particular SharePoint sites. Now, any questions, please do let me know. This was just a quick video on restricted content discovery. Thank you very much.